What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Chance Bishop Show for episode 93 of our Madden 24 Philadelphia Eagles franchise mode here on the channel. The Eagles are coming off of yet another Super Bowl victory. Well, Archie Manning, he's established himself a dynasty here in the city of brotherly love. The city loves him. He loves the city. Elliott Shore-Parks hates everyone. He's trying to ruin his career. I guarantee it, he just hasn't figured out how to relate Archie Manning to any gang activity yet. So, moving on from how much Elliott Shore-Parks hates Archie, well, we're going to hopefully have ourselves a repeat of last season. And, you know, I think Archie really does have the team around him where he's able to compete year over year for these Super Bowl titles. I don't see a reason why he shouldn't be able to. I don't think anyone out there could have a real reason why he wouldn't be able to, really compete for any of these titles. He's a great young quarterback. He's got a good supporting cast. Now, I get it. I do get it. There's a lot of vets on this team. They are an older squad, if I don't say so myself. You got to think Lane's on the team. Landon and Jordan are there. I think AJ and Devontae are getting up in there in age, and well, even the young guys that were young when we started, Jordan and Jalen, those guys are like in their 30s now, so they're really starting to push, how much gas is left in the tank for some of these players, and I think Jordan and Jalen, because they did get those higher overalls, I think they will stick around a lot longer because there's more for them to regress. I don't think they'll retire with a high overall. I think they'll probably wait till they start getting down to the mid-80s to maybe it's like, oh, maybe we should start being worried about, these guys calling it quits. But then again, I have no idea. Yeah, Nakobe Dean, he goes lead the team in tackles at 52. I'm glad he's figured out how to play football the later he got into his career. I think he's got a real shot at making the haul in this series because, well, he's got 5 Super Bowls? So, he's got 5 rings. He's got a handful of rings. That definitely helps his factor. And I think even stats-wise, he's definitely the last couple seasons I thought I said he was 0 for 9. He's 8 for 9. Okay. 8 for 9 is significantly better than 0 for 9. I genuinely thought I read that as he went 0 for 9 on field goal attempts. I'm sorry, we're going to have 2 kickers because we're not trotting out Jake Elliott. And, yeah, I don't know. Let's see, punt returns. Travis Hunter, he's getting it done here in year 6 with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm glad he's getting things done and underway. But the Eagles, carrying on to the end of the season, they're 5-2, so hopefully they can kind of keep that momentum going and transition that into another long playoff berth. 14-3. There you go. That's what you like to see there. Only 1 loss after the week 8 mark. So there you go. Good for Philadelphia. You definitely really do like seeing that happen for these players. Just coming together and having good seasons. Let's see. 4,200 yards, 32 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Touchdowns, wish there was a little more. Touchdowns, wish we were at the 34 to 35 range. 1,300 yards, 20 touchdowns there. Archie Manning, stop running the damn ball. You shouldn't have 500 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns. Give those to the running back. Devontae Smith, less than 1,000 yards, 951, but 10 touchdowns. 1,178 for AJ, though. Let's see. Jordan Cooper and Thad all had 6 sacks allowed, which is unfortunate there. Lane got into 2 games this season. There you go. Good old Lane Johnson. 121 tackles on the team from Jeremiah. Nakobe had 119. Not too bad. TFL's 23 from Jalen. We had 17 sacks from Jalen. 8 from TJ Watt. 3.5 from... what happened to Nolan Smith? What genuinely happened to Nolan Smith? He just fell off a cliff. He had, super high highs where he was getting... 15, 20 sack seasons, and now he's getting 6, 5 sack seasons. 17 for 19 on the season there, 89% for Jake Elliott. That's not bad. He made all of his extra points, which is, half the battle. 36 punts, 1,900 yards there for Stonehouse. Only 50 average on the season. That's right, the wrong thing. Returns are meh. I mean, there's nothing great on returns because the AI does it. They don't return at all, which is really frustrating and like super annoying. So you take on the Rams here in the divisional round. So hopefully Eagles can come out victorious, move on to that championship round yet again. Take on a Bird team though. I mean, I hope we don't take on a Bird team because Eagles and Bird teams just don't do well together for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know. They just, for whatever reason, they just don't do well, which is frustrating. But hey, it is what it is. But here we go. We are getting underway here. The Eagles are hopefully going to have themselves a very good season. I mean, plain simple, the Eagles, they had a good season overall. But regular season doesn't really matter, especially when the name of the game is how many Super Bowls can you win in your career, how many Super Bowls you have in franchise history, and it's, you know, it's what sets you apart from being a football player and being like a Dallas Cowboys fan. You know, you gotta dust off the good old VHS and, you know, break out, you know, your rewinder there. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, I guarantee the Cowboys, they've re-released all those Super Bowls in 3D, HD, Ultra HD, you know, Blu-ray. They definitely re-released them all. But, you know, the Eagles, they are creating live television Super Bowls, which is even better, honestly. But here we go. We are getting underway. We're down by 7. All right, tying things up here, 14 apiece. I mean, Caleb Williams, Archie Manning, they met up in last year's championship round. So, I mean, this is a must-see game right here. It's a rematch of last year's playoff round. Up 31-14 here in the fourth quarter, up 38-14. I think that's going to be the nail in the coffin, though. About 5 minutes left, up by 18 points. All right, up by 25 now. It's game over, man. It's game over, man. There you go. Good old victory here for your Eagles. You love to see that one right there. A big victory over... Is that Sean McVay? I don't think it's Sean McVay's character model. Is it? I think so. I don't... Is that Sean McVay, right? Was that Sean McVay's character model? I really don't know if that was Sean McVay's character model or not. Because I guess I just don't pay attention to who the character models are for these guys. But yeah, I don't think that was Sean McVay. But here we go, man. Shipley, 87 yards. Passing wise, 4 passing touchdowns. There you go. Shipley had 2 receiving touchdowns. Good for him. Sacked by Thad and Landon allowed. That's unfortunate. Tackles are led by Keely Ringo with 8. Okay. TFL is Jalen Carter with 2. The only 2 sacks in the game. 1 from Jordan, 1 from Jalen. No picks for the defense. 1 for 1 and 6 for 6 on the day for Jake Elliott. 2 punts, averaging about just under 50 yards a punt. Kick returns are okay. Punt returns are meh. So take on the Falcons here in the championship round. The conference championship round will be Eagles, Falcons. The battle of some Bird teams right here. So hopefully the Eagles can come out victorious here in this one. Get themselves a big victory. But yeah, conference championship are underway now. And here we go. We're going to have... I have no clue who the starting QB is here for the Falcons, let's be honest. But it's going to be Archie Manning. And the Eagles taking on some quarterback right there, number 1. Definitely not Desmond Ridder. And the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, it just doesn't cut to him at all. I have no clue who their quarterback is. I really don't know who their quarterback is. But I guess doesn't really matter because we're coming out victorious regardless. I mean, just some no-name quarterback for the Falcons taking on, you know, a 3-time Super Bowl winning champion in Archie Manning. You know, it's been here for like, what, 4 or 5 seasons now? He's got 3 rings. Yeah, Archie's living it up right now. But here we go. We are underway. Manning getting his team hyped up. Elliott out there getting ready to get the special teams unit going. And here we go. Kickoff is underway. So hopefully Philadelphia just comes out quick and early, get some points on the board. I mean, down 3-0. Definitely not where you want to be. You don't want to be down, especially 10-0. I mean, but hey, we did come back from 21-0 a couple seasons ago in the divisional round. So I mean, down by 3 points really isn't that big of a deal, honestly. As long as we can just kind of keep momentum going, get points on the board. There you go. We have the lead up 21, now down by 3 again. So that's the one issue with that field goal, is it kind of just skews the points where we're always going to be down by 3, but now down by 10 after a quick touchdown by the Falcons. And the Eagles are going to be going home here. Arthur Smith outduels Nick Sirianni in the championship round, which is super unfortunate, super unheard of, and unthought of really going into this season. But a 38-28 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. The Falcons find themselves going to the Super Bowl, taking on, it looks like, the Ravens. But 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. Those 2 picks can't happen, Archie. I'm sorry. Rushing-wise, only 51 yards. $183 for Devontae, 56 for Rice. 3 touchdowns went to Devontae, 1 went to A.J. Brown. 1 sack allowed by Landon right there. Not the worst. Jeremiah Latine with 10 total tackles, so good for him. TFLs. No TFLs on the day. 2 sacks from Jalen Carter. Okay, that's what you like to see. I mean, that's good. Nakobe Dean had a pick. Elliott missed a field goal. Again, missing field goals. You can't be doing that. Not in this stage of the season. I get it, you're in year 14. You know, you're like end of career Vinatieri right now. But 2 punts right there, averaging 64.5 yards a punt for Stonehouse. Dude's a dog out there. No kick return yards, but 5 punt return yards there for Travis Hunter. So it's going to be a birds-only Super Bowl here. Falcons versus Ravens. Let's figure out who comes out on top of this one momentarily. I mean, do they still have Lamar? Is Lamar their quarterback, right? Lamar's got to be their quarterback, right? Let's see. It is, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, Super Bowl MVP. He finally gets his ring. Manning wins MVP again. Sirianni Coach of the Year. Carter Defensive Player of the Year. Bijan Offensive Player of the Year. Players retired. McCaffrey retires. Wilkins retires. Brian O'Neill retires. Lindstrom retires. Matt Gay retires. Orlando Brown. Darren Payne. Frank Ragnow retires. Kenny Clark. You know, a lot of big names starting to retire. Mulata and Lane both retire. So big holes there on the offensive line, with especially Mulata retiring. Did not have Mulata retiring on my bingo scorecard for this season. DJ Moore, Sean Murphy Bunting retires. Will Lutz, Carl Granderson, Saquon Barkley retires, actually. That's a shame right there. That we never got him on the Eagles. I tried to work some things to get him on the Eagles. You could never formulate a trade. And then we had DeAndre Swift and Will Shipley. It just never really worked out getting Saquon. So Patrick Mahomes jumped ship. He went from the Saints for, 2 seasons ago? Season ago? Now he's on the Titans. Okay. I get it, man. He is just, whoever is paying him more, that's where he's going. That's literally what he's got to be doing at this point of his career, you know. The Chiefs probably can't afford him, and so he had to go, and now the Saints and whatever team is just kind of throwing him the bag. Did I also say Kenny Pickett was a superstar X Factor? How the hell did Kenny Pickett superstar X Factor? I'm not going back up to look for it, and I didn't stop at it. But I saw Kenny Pickett, and I'm pretty sure there's Superstar X Factor next to his name as it scrolled by, which is mind-boggling right there, that Kenny Pickett is a Superstar X Factor. Take a look at our draftees. Brian Walters, 77 overall left tackle, is our 30th overall pick in the first round. Drafted at center in the second round at 73 overall. I mean, so we're getting depth here. He's that left tackle is going to be our starting left tackle, though. 77 overall hidden Dev. A.J. Brown's an 89, God's a 78. So a lot of these players are getting up there in age. I mean, it was the last ride of Lane Johnson last season. How many more of these players have, seasons really left in them? I really wouldn't be surprised if over the next 2-3 episodes that we're just going to be seeing a lot of players just retiring. Keely's up there, Jordan's up there, and I can really see this team kind of falling apart very quickly around Archie Manning. But texting YouTube, though, peace out, rock on, stay super class. We'll catch you on the next episode here of our Madden 24.